Hello and welcome to South African Safari with me, Gomesh, for the New Indian Express. We are in front of St. George's Park, Beha. This is Sunday morning here, a day after the epic clash of India versus England and South Africa versus Australia. Safe to say it was an anticlimactic day of sorts for India as well as the host South Africa. But let's look at that particular two games and what awaits for both the teams in the next couple of days in this video. So the first game was India versus England. It was a high octane clash. Harmanpreet Kaur won the toss and opted to chase. They had an extra seam bowler because the pitch was covered and it's been raining here for the last couple of days. And the Pacers did make a use of it as Renuka Singh Thakur took 5 for 15, the best figures by an Indian across men and women in T20 World Cups. But that wasn't enough. There was a hero for England in Natsiva Brunt, who scored a brilliant half century along with Amy Jones. But she took England 151 for 7, but it looked like India will chase it down with the way Smriti Mandana and Shafali Verma started. However, that wasn't the case because Shafali Verma got out, Jemima Rodriguez got out, and then Harmanpreet Kaur played a pretty bad shot against Sophie Eccleston. Smriti Mandana and Richa Ghosh fought till the end. She scored a 50 and got out the Southpaw, her first 50 of this tournament. Richa Ghosh, as always, she's growing into this finisher role. She almost took India home, but it was a little bit too many left for late. You can say that because she came in a bit late. They could have sent her up ahead of Deepthi Sharma in that chase. Richa scored another unbeaten 34 ball 47 of sorts. But in the end, it was not enough as India fall short by 11 runs. This result plays a huge role in how the India's campaign in this World Cup is going to go from here on. If India had won, they had a high chance of finishing at the top of the table, but that is now off it because India will now be facing Australia if they beat Ireland and move forward to the semi-finals. So two big matches ahead for them to get to the finals, and they have to beat the team that is looking to complete a three-peat, the team that holds all the women's trophies that is there to hold at this point. So I think if they are able to do it, that should be a massive boost of confidence. But over the next 4 days, India have massive challenge ahead, and we'll have to wait and see how it takes on from here. They will be playing Ireland in the very same stadium here on Monday, and it will be a very important clash to get their combinations right, bring in their A game before the knockouts begin. The second game on Saturday was another big blockbuster clash between Australia and South Africa. It was a packed home crowd over 8,500 people at the stadium cheering on every ball, and the all-rounder Marizan Kaap was playing in her hometown for the very first time. But unfortunately, anticlimactic is the word again because she got out to a two-ball duck. She was promoted up to three place probably. Sunil East could have come in and stabilized the innings once they were put into bat by Australia, but in the end they just crumbled to a 120 odd score, and it was never going to be against enough against a team like Australia. Cup gave everything on the field. She took 2 for 21. She was steaming in. She was breathing fire. She was diving around. Same with someone like Shabnim Ismail as well. But they had a Talia McGrath, the someone who thrives under pressure, someone who takes up the challenge since the time she came back into the scene in 2021. Um, she calls herself no good in when things are going well because she hasn't been able to replicate the form when everything is going well for this team. But I don't think they would be minding as long as she's taking them out of pressure situations as she did yesterday. She came in at 40 for 3. They have lost Beth Mooney, they have lost Meg Lanning, they have lost Ellis Perry, but she comes in and with Gardner, she takes them home with another half century, a quick fire half century. Uh, they just keep batting and batting and batting, and without any trouble, they're home. So it was a mood killer of sorts for the home crowd who had come in to cheer on for the South African team. But this South African team spoke about what it meant to have such a crowd. It's the first time they've had such a crowd in this World Cup after the opening game. This was a largely local crowd, and Sune Lees, the skipper, spoke about how it was the first time. She was emotional during the national anthem because of the crowd cheering on for them from the behind. They will be hoping to take some inspiration, and they will be hoping that New Zealand, who will be playing Sri Lanka on Sunday, will finish off with a victory to help them be in a position where they could move to the semi-finals. They will be playing Bangladesh on Tuesday, and should New Zealand beat Sri Lanka, who will be hoping for a maiden knockouts finish for themselves, South Africa still has a chance to go through to the knockouts if they beat Bangladesh come Tuesday. So that's all here from the New Indian Express's South African Safari with Gomesh. You're signing off in front of St. George's Park, Beha. I'm still trying to get that pronunciation right. Please forgive me if it's still not there. But that's all from me here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be coming in with a lot more special stories and a lot more previews and wraps over the next 4 of the week as the tournament goes into the business end of as we enter the business end of the tournament.